Okay, so before we move on in the service, I want to take a moment and talk a little bit about my week. Now, some of you are aware of where I've been this week, and some of you are not. This week, I was one of several hundred clergy that responded to the call to go to Minneapolis. The plea went out from clergy on the ground in Minneapolis to please come to bear witness, to learn, to offer peaceful and prayerful presence, and to stand in solidarity with the folks on the ground in Minneapolis. And those folks on the ground in Minneapolis are attempting to embody that work of loving their neighbor. So while I was there, we walked in the immigrant neighborhoods where ICE has been present with their patrols. And in just a short amount of time, our group witnessed a pregnant mom being detained in her minivan by 12 armed and masked ICE agents, and a young Somali man detained by another group of ICE agents demanding paperwork demonstrating his citizenship. Now, both incidents were interrupted by community observers, witnesses who were on the streets, intentionally walking on the streets, who blew whistles, who honked horns, and who recorded on their phones. Because what they're learning in Minneapolis is that to love your neighbor, you have to be willing to stand on a street corner in 20 degree below zero weather and watch for ICE to appear and be willing to respond on behalf of your neighbor. They're learning that to love your neighbor, you have to be willing to work all day, care for your kids, and also find time to drive patrols in your neighborhood, or deliver food, or breast milk to folks who are afraid to leave their homes. They're learning that to love your neighbor, you have to be willing to put your heart and your soul and every ounce of your courage and your actual body on the line to keep your neighbor safe. And Renee Good did that 2 weeks ago, and Alex Preddy did that yesterday. And we were 2 hours in the air yesterday when he was shot very near to where we were doing our patrols on Thursday. And the call went out asking all clergy from out of town to please stay and help respond to his death. And I'll tell you that I am still quite raw from the experience of being there. I have not had the chance to unpack it all emotionally or spiritually. The folks who asked us to come there asked us to think about why we went to Minnesota. And I spent a lot of time thinking about that question. While I was there, I learned an enormous amount about resiliency and courage. And I also witnessed incredible strength and hope, all of which fed my heart and my soul in unimaginable ways. And I also bore witness to a radical understanding of love of neighbor that challenged everything that I thought I knew about that concept. Now, I'll speak much more about the experience in the weeks to come, but I want to just close by sharing that on the advice of the organizers while there, we took ride shares everywhere to support the local immigrant community rather than renting cars from like Enterprise, who had been renting cars to ICE. And I want to share some words that a Somali driver shared with some of our group. When my child goes to school, there are people posted on the corner of every block to help make sure they're safe. You came all the way from Washington to join them in helping keep us safe. You all being here means so much to me. Thank you, thank you, thank you. In 5 years, my people will remember this. in 100 years. My people will remember this.